Hey guys.
Yep, it's live.
Hey guys, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Maybe they can't. Anyone there? Well, it says that there's 7 people online. There you go, that's just come on. How delayed is it? Can anyone hear us?
Thumbs up.
Hello?
It's an ad.
What's an ad?
I've got an ad.
I don't. Can anyone hear us?
All right.
What? Can anyone hear us? It all must be working.
All right.
What? Okay, there's 8 people on, so obviously there's people there. We'll just wait a couple more minutes. Hang on, we'll hear Janine Murray. Give us a thumbs up, so obviously you just can hear us. Right, at the moment, we're just sitting over in Singapore waiting to get on a cruise ship and head back to Australia on Tuesday. So it's 12 nights, goes via Lombok, Darwin, Cairns, Whitsundays, and into Brizzy, where we'll get our van and our truck and we'll start heading south. But we're just waiting for a few more people to come on. Hello, Dave and Roz from Collinsville, North Queensland.
Hope the weather's nice up there.
Yeah, it's funny weather here at the moment. It's very humid, obviously singlet and shorts weather, but every day, big bucket of downpour around about the 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it gets really muggy and really humid. But Singapore is a beautiful place if you haven't been here. All right, we'll just give it 1, 2 more minutes and then we'll start going through. We've had people write in questions and stuff like that, so we've jotted them all down. We'll answer those questions. We'll talk about what our plans in the next year or so are, the way ahead, and why we've done what we've done with our truck and van and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, if you have any questions on there, feel free to tap them in and we'll answer those ones as well. Right, I hope this is going to be a 10, 15, 20-minute episode, but we've found in the past it always ends up being 40 to an hour because people just ask so many questions and information. At the moment, we're just in a little room. We're down in they call it the executive lounge, where you get snacks and drinks and stuff for free all day, and then at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock of the night time, they do happy hour where you get alcohol, selling nail on the vodka and orange juices. And Ross has been having a few wines, but they have these awesome chicken nibblies and stuff that they bring out of the night time.
And they're not too shy with the drinks either, because I went to the toilet, come back, my drink's full, I turned around, next thing you know, my wine's topped up. I tried to water it down with a bit of ice and orange juice, but they still kept topping it up.
Oh, you're right.
Table.
What are you doing leaning on the table? It's a glass table.
I just found out the tabletop moves. Hey, Maddie and Shirley.
The infamous guys from Short Destinations.
Hope you're loving your new van.
Oh, you know what I forgot to bring down? That little thing I was going to sit on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot it.
Never mind.
Yeah. Something for you, Shirley. Righto. What's that? That's 4 minutes.
Let's
All right.
go.
We might as well crack on into it. Okay. We get back on Sunday the 1st of December, and from there we'll go pick up our van, pick up our truck, pick up our van, and we'll head out to the Lawton Showgrounds where we checked in for 6 nights. Now in that 6 days, we've got to get our tinny up on top of the roof of the truck. We've got to get the van in for a service. We're getting the van in to get all the windows,
Like bush wraps.
bush wrap. So we're getting all our windows bush wrapped because obviously when you're out in the scrub and you go through a few trees, they give you those scrapes and stuff up the side of your van. So this will just protect it. We're also going to chuck the van into Cruise Master, where we'll get a wheel alignment and get the 1,000-kilometre free service through Cruise Master.
And just top up the fridge And the cupboards and stuff ready to head south.
Yeah, empty out. We had a storage shed which we hired to put all our stuff in while we're in between vans. So we've got to go and clean the stuff out of there, load up the truck and load up the van, and then on Friday the 6th, we're heading south towards Melbourne. The reason we're heading down to Melbourne is we've got a little bit of warranty work on our new van. Now, Titanium have been absolutely awesome. Now, these problems existed when we picked up the van. One of them was just on the side where the picnic table is. It had a scratch in it. They tried to paint it, but it just looked shit. So they said, hey, look, we'll just replace the whole door. And with our front toolbox, when they've put the top on the toolbox, because it's Raptor coated, the Raptor toolbox, because it's Raptor coated, the Raptor mustn't have dried. And when it's pushed it down, it's made a big bubble of air across there. Obviously, if that pops or breaks, the water gets in, it's going to trash the toolbox. So they're just going to replace the whole entire toolbox. So they've been very, very good. But what that means for us is, instead of heading down to Lightning Ridge, which is what we were going to do, we've now got to head to Melbourne, and then from Melbourne across to South Australia, where we're going to do all the peninsulas.
But it'll give us a chance to catch up with a few mates down there as well.
And if you're lucky short destinations, we'll call in and see you. Remember, the pleasure is always yours. Righto. So what we'll do now is we'll just crack on with some of the questions that people have asked us. One of the questions from Kylie Jane was, what is your favourite quick meal to cook on the road? I'll let Roz talk about this because I don't generally cook.
Oh, he doesn't cook, but hang on, when he's getting filmed with the GoPro, look what I cooked tonight. Even though I prepped it, I chopped it, I've done everything.
Whinge, that's all I'm hearing.
No, not so much a favourite on the road, but I like, we tend to use the air fryer a lot, and yeah, we tend to use the air fryer a lot. Quick little things like the chicken nibbles that we pick up from Woolies and Coles, we make our own marinade, throw them in the air fryer, and they're done in like 10, 15 minutes. Stir fries, we eat a lot of salads, and if we are passing a Woolies or a Coles or an IGA, we pick up a hot chook and just throw it all together, things like that. But it's just eating what we normally used to eat at home. There's nothing different, really.
One of my favourites is Roz will buy a pork belly from the supermarket, throw that in the air fryer, and it's just crispy, crackly, like it is awesome. So that's probably one of my quick favourite bites that she does for us.
Yeah, we chop it. I actually chop it into bites and make it bite size, and it's pretty good.
Okay, question number 2. This is from Cheryl Lee from Short Destinations. Do you miss the kids travelling, and how do you cope being around each other 24 hours a day? First of all, the kids. Yes, I miss my 4 kids.
I miss my boys.
And Ross misses her boys. But we look at it this way. We try to get back as much as we can, and there's phones and like this, Skype. You can look at them, talk to them, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Generally, the only time they want to talk to you is when they want something, whether it be money or help for something else. Yes, we do miss them, but they all have their own lives.
Yeah, we don't have any grandkids yet, so...
Yeah, no grandchildren, and I'm not going to bend over backwards when we get them either. Like, I've wiped enough shitty asses in my time, so I'm not going to become a dumping ground for grandchildren. That's just me. She might, but I'm not.
Depends on their age, and I'll take them in the van with us for a week or so.
I'll have a week off. Yeah, now living with each other. Yeah, we're like a normal couple. We fight like cats and dogs. Trust me. On this trip alone, I reckon 2 or 3 times I've given her the silent treatment, haven't spoke to her for a day, and then she crawls back to me. But in saying that,
it works both ways.
It works both ways. We nearly called it quits a few times. It's just the nature of the beast. Anybody that says that they don't argue or bicker, they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's, especially when you're in such a small confined space. Now, to break it up, I'm an extrovert, she's an introvert. So I'll go out and I'll just talk to anybody that'll listen to me. Where she'd rather just sit in the van and read a book or just do something on her own sort
But
of
that's
thing.
what's good about the van too. Like I can go down because in the U van we've got a wall in between that to enclose off the bedroom. I can actually go into the bedroom. I can read a book. I can go outside. Dave can, piss off and go for a walk around the park or wherever we're pulled up, sort of thing, and talk to other people. And that just gives us that little bit of break. But yeah, that we do have our times where we just give each other the silent treatment, and there will be some nights where like, fuck that, I'm not cooking dinner. Get your own food.
It's normally me because I'm stubborn. I can go for ages without talking. So yeah, it's generally me that gives them the silent treatment.
But we're still going good, and we mend things and we get on with it. So
yeah. But yeah, everybody has their arguments. Yes, we do miss the kids, and yes, we argue. We're normal. You'll see all the other YouTubers, not all of them, but a lot of them out there, and it's all la-di-da and rainbows and unicorns and shit like that. But that's bullshit. They're only letting you see what they want to let you see, whereas we'll tell you the truth. I've got nothing to hide. Okay. Next question from Mike. Why did you change from JB to titanium? Okay. Can somebody just click something in the chat just to make sure that you can still see us? Because on the side here, I've got my tablet and it's going in circles, meaning it's either buffering or whatever. It's on my tablet and it's going in circles, meaning it's either buffering or whatever. So our computer is looking normal. But if someone can just say no worries or thumbs up or something in the little chat, I know I'm not talking for nothing.
Hello.
Anyone there?
Anyone still hear us? Oh, cool.
Kevin Clay. Oh, good day, Kev. Yes, we did, mate. We did. You had all the trouble with the Ram up in Brizzy getting torched on fire. But at least you're back on the road now and you've got a new one and everything's good. Okay, so going back to what I was just saying, why did we change from JB to titanium? All right.
Thanks, Debbie.
Don't get us wrong. The JB was a brilliant van. Don't get us wrong. The JB was a brilliant van. Right? It was a really good van.
I love the JB.
What we didn't like was the way JB are going and some of the things that they were doing behind the scenes that people don't really know about. But we found out and we were privy to a few emails from one party to another, and I didn't like the way they were going. All right. Their warranty was woeful. In the end, when the microwave fell out when we did the Gibbon Road, the microwave fell out and smashed the bench top. We ended up just paying $1,000 to our insurance company, paid the excess, and luckily they put us in a hotel for 10 nights because it took 10 days for JB to fix the problems that were in there.
But it was easier for us to go through, easier and quicker for us to go through insurance than have to go back and forth with JB. That's what just shit us.
G'day, Glenn and Michelle, Wondering Huckleberries. They're another family that are doing a bit of vanning and all that sort of stuff. Glenn actually runs the American truck gathering that's happening in May next year, which I'm going to talk about later anyway. So if you do have an American truck or interested in getting an American truck, that'll be something for you to look out for, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. I'll just continue answering these questions. So yeah, that was the reason we went to titanium. And the funny thing is, we originally wanted a titanium back in 2019, but when COVID kicked in, we couldn't cross the border, we couldn't go down to Costco and check out a titanium. So we thought, right, what's the next best thing? We'll go up and we'll get a Desert Storm Sunseeker made out of the same factory. But when we went up there, the bloke behind the desk sort of looked at me half unshaven, singlet, shorts, and probably thought I didn't have $1 to my name, because when we walked in, I said, I want your biggest fan, I want your sat dish, your bike racks, I want hamburger with a lot. And he goes, look, I'll get you a quote within an hour. So we went to your mate's brewery, we had a bit of a feed, And what happened then was an hour went by and we hadn't heard from him. So I rang up and said, mate, where's this quote? He goes, oh, look, I'm busy. I'll get it to you. So we waited one more hour and still hadn't heard from him. So I basically rang up and said, stick it up your ass. Got in the car and we drove down to Brizzy. And on the left-hand side at Burpengary was the JB dealership. We went in there, those guys bent over backwards, couldn't do enough for us, so I paid my deposit right there and then, and we had 2 JBs. Both our JB vans were great vans, but we just don't like the way JB are going. They've now bought Paradise motorhomes, they're bringing out JB motorhomes, and in my head, or my thoughts are, they should get all the gremlins and get everything ironed out and be very, very good at the vans, then branch out into something different. Don't be average in 3 different areas. Be good in one area, then branch out. So that was why we changed. We were never sponsored by them. We never got anything out of them except one day they gave me Esky. We weren't sponsored, we weren't tied to them. We're free to do what we want to do. But
and we paid for both vans in full.
As I said, the van was a great van. I just didn't like dealing with the other people. On that though, the people in Burpengary, a great team up there. And through all the socials, you'll see how good the team at Burpengary are with getting things done. Dan and Alan and all that up there, Vicky and stuff. Great team. But head office and that, yeah, they can learn a little bit. All right. What's that on the bottom?
But there's another question come up regarding the American Truck and Van Jamboree. Do you think the American Truck and Van Jamboree will be an exciting event? Asking for a friend. That's Glenn.
Yeah, I think it will.
Definitely going to be an exciting event.
We went to what we call the Rain Van gathering earlier this year, and that was at Gucci Creek. And there was 72 or 73 odd people turned up. And what happened was we had a really good weekend. There was some good music, there was some fun games, a lot of alcohol drunk, and a lot of shit spoke. And not from us, because we don't speak shit.
And some fantastic dad jokes, because we had a dad joke competition running, and it will be running again next year. So the winner of the dad joke competition last year was Donna. It was, but she reckons she's got even better jokes for next year. So I'm looking forward to seeing those.
And yes, from Michael George, or George Michael, whichever way you want to put it. Before COVID gave at 65 to 75k, now 125. Caravan makers have lost supply. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything's going through the roof, and they're just trying to price gouge and probably trying to make back some money. But what the idiots don't realise is people now travel overseas, so they don't need all these, and interest rates are going up, so people can't afford all these toys. So at the moment, it is a buyer's paradise. I've got a friend from Custom that's trying to sell a small van with a massive battery system, and it's probably got 20 grand worth of stuff, because that's what he does. He works in custom lithium, and even they're finding it hard. And I think $55,000 or $60,000 trying to offload their van. Our JB cost us 175. We got rid of it for 100. 75 grand we lost. But yeah, they are price gouging, and they're trying to blame COVID. 100. 75 grand we lost. But yeah, they are price gouging, and they're trying to blame COVID, and they're trying to blame the price of everything going up. But it's just a really bad time to be buying a van at the moment. So yeah, I agree with you there, Michael George.
But we were just relieved to get to move ours along, sort of thing. We just didn't want to have 2 vans. We couldn't afford to have 2.
Yeah, we're not rich. All right, Kim and Dan. What is your favourite bit about the new van? All right, I'll let Ros talk first.
My favourite bit.
Graham Winnicker. I just sold pigeon on eBay. The 10th time I've sold it this week. Graham for JB Caravan owner. Funny little bloke. Sat beside us many years ago at a JB gathering. The best thing I got from Graham was the ice machine through Kogan. So now I get around with my ice machine in my truck, and it's good to go.
Going back to the question, okay, I thought about it. The best thing about the van so far, and we've only lived in it for a month before we flew out to Tokyo, but I'm enjoying, not that I've used it, but the oven. We deleted the oven and we deleted the stovetop, so now we've got an induction cooker. So I'm liking the fact I've got more bench space, and I can just pull out the electric fry pan or the air fryer or cook outside on the barbie. Yeah, that's my part at the moment.
I'll just say hello to Covers Adventure Capers. Right, someone else jumped on and said hi, and I'll get to that answer. I'll get to that question for the one and Knuckleberries after I answer the one that we're just answering now. My favourite part's probably the 50-inch TV outside the van.
And my favourite part's when he goes outside to watch the 50-inch TV.
Or it could be the 32-inch in the kitchen or the 27-inch in the bedroom. But either way, they are great TVs. And it is pretty good sitting out there, peace and quiet, not having to listen to her dribble. So that's probably my favourite part of the van. Although the toolbox is pretty good as well.
Some of the tools are pretty good too.
What, your vibrators? Anyway, so as I was saying, one of the Knuckleberries asked, what's your new canopy and why did you change it? All right, it all comes down to weight. Our new canopy is a concept canopy. Now, had a bit of a look around, and I had another friend, Tyson from Roman in a Ram, and they had a concept canopy, and I went and had a look at it, and they're put together very, very well. And again, the funny thing is, we went and looked at concept canopy before I even bought an all-world canopy or the GCI canopy. But back then, I didn't really like what I was looking at, sort of thing, but they've come leaps and bounds over the last few years. The canopy itself on my mate's Ram ended up being 75 kilos heavier than when it had the tub. So what he's saying there is, you get a Ram with the tub on it, you take the tub off, you put the canopy on, it was only an extra 75 kilos. So they are one of, if not the lightest canopies on the market. And very, very user-friendly, and we'll do a video on it when we get back. So our truck at the moment is at Concept Canopies, getting that all fitted out. So that was why we went to them. My GCI Trade Tech canopy was, I've saved a ton, because with the GCI, yes, it was a jack-off, or for people that don't like it, a removable canopy. And once you remove it, you then had a tray, like a normal ute. And by taking that tray and that off, I've saved a ton, which is a shitload of weight. Mm-hmm. So what that's allowed me to do is go back to a tinny. So we're getting a, similar to the Mozzie boat loaders, but this one's made by Lifetime Trailers up at Yandina, and the boat will go up the right way up instead of upside down. All right. Again, people go, what about fuel? What about wind and all that? Well, I'll have a look at that down the road. But everyone that I spoke to that have a Mozzie trailer reckon they are awesome, because you can actually leave stuff in your tinny and that. You don't have to take it out. So, Glenn, that's why we went for that particular canopy, and they've been so, accommodating. Anything that I've wanted, they've basically gone, yep. I've even provided stuff that they've put in. So I've provided Eco X gear speakers, I've provided lights, I've provided other things, and the guys say, yep, not a problem, Dave, yep, we can change that, we can do this. Some of the other canopy builders won't change. It's like a sausage factory. Roll in, roll out. They don't want to change anything because it slows their production down.
And Glenn, no going down to Concept Canopies and having a sneak peek before we see it.
What's that? Well, George, did the weight of the Caravan you bought come into consideration? Caravans. Okay. I don't know whether you've seen our earlier videos, but that van is a heavy van. It came in at 3.675. Okay. Going back to our last van, its tear weight was 3090, so we'll say 3.1. You could go to 4.5 tonne, which is a 1,400 kilo payload. Now, the reason it took us so long to sell that van was because it targeted certain people. One, we didn't have bumps, so families didn't want that van. It was only couples that wanted that van. Then you needed Then you needed a beast to be able to tow it. Hiluxes, Ford Rangers and all of those type of cars, 3.5 tonne towing capacity, was no good. Had a lot of people ring up, but then when I asked what vehicle they had, because I could have been shonky. I'm not known to be shonky, but I could have been shonky and just sold it to them. But I couldn't live with that conscience selling stuff they can't legally tow, especially if they had an accident. So yes, weight did come into it. Now with this particular van, it's very friggin' heavy. It can only go to 4.5 tonnes, so that gives us 3.6, gives us 5, about 800 kilo of payload, which is still a lot of payload. And our truck, I've got a GVM upgrade to 5.8 tonne, and it's quite capable. I can tow 4.5 with the shocker hitch that I have on there. But if I go to a Pental locking hook, which is where they can rotate the trailer rolls, I can go up to 8 tonne. So yeah, it did come into a lot when we were looking at vans, and it does have a drawback for some people that have a smaller vehicle. They've either got to buy a bigger vehicle or they've got to get a smaller van. So you've got to compromise. I'm just fixing something. Here we go. Debbie
She's talking to Graham.
Oh, okay, Graham. Yeah, righto.
Next question.
Hey, this ain't a dating site, you know, we're not hooking people up. Anyway, next question. What was I up to? Favourite travel destination?
Yeah, I've done that.
Favourite travel destination? That's a hard one, all right? There is so many different favourite travel destinations. I really like Tasmania because it is so cheap. A lot of free camping or low-cost camping, which is where it might cost you $10 to camp overnight, and you're right on the river. You go to Western Australia and places in Queensland, New South Wales, and you've got to sell a kidney and your firstborn child to be able to get into some of these places. Also, the food and the alcohol is awesome down in Tasmania. Fresh food and berries and stuff everywhere. So many wine, fresh food and berries and stuff everywhere. So many wine factories, cheese factories, chocolate factories, gin factories, whiskey factories, ciders, apple ciders, Willie Smiths and a couple others that we went to down there. So Tassie's probably one of my favourites. I know one of Roz's favourites was Horizontal Falls up in out of Derby.
I loved it up there. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
but Tasmania was probably second on my list as well, but we'd love to go back to Tassie.
I like Alice Springs, out around Uluru and Kings Canyon and that. I love the Gibb River. There's so many really good places, and they're good for different reasons. So it'd be like, who's your favourite child? You're not supposed to have one. You probably do, but you're meant to love them all. So that's like our travels. You laugh.
I'm just laughing.
Read that.
Has the Ram been reliable? We will upgrade to a 2500 within the next 2 years. So we'll be considering a Ram 25 and a Silverado 2500. That's from the Wandering Huckleberries.
Yeah, okay. We have not had a problem with our Ram. Right, we got our Ram through AusMV. We didn't go through Ram Trucks Australia. Now, in layman's terms, it is like Apple and Samsung. Some people love Apple, some people love Samsung. Some people love AusMV, some people love Ram Trucks Australia. Now, AusMV have gone electric vehicles, so they're not bringing in any Rams unless you go down and see them, and they might bring the odd one in, but they're mainly going EVs, electric vehicles. So you've got to go to places like Marikunda. There's a place up near Gympie. I just can't think of the name off the top of my head, but there's some dealers down in Victoria. But the Ram has been absolutely awesome. Now, with Chevys, they don't go above 2,500. So depending on how big a van and what you want to pull, it limits what you can do with the 2,500. Now, yes, there is people out there, other YouTubers that have these big vehicles, but are they legal? They say that they have compliance plates, but I've got a mate in Brizzy that for $1,000 can get a compliance plate with whatever you want on it. You have an accident and you kill somebody because you're overloaded or you're overweight, you've got to live with that for the rest of your life. And then if they go through and they look at that plate and go right into it and find out that it's from a dodgy dude, well, there you go. You lose all your insurance, you lose everything. So we went from a Toyota Land Cruiser. Now again, I was told by a big name YouTuber that everything was great. I built the exact same car as him, went through the exact same people and everything. When I asked him about his weights, he did the runner, wouldn't tell me anything. He wouldn't talk about weights. It was well over. I ended up being 275 kilos overweight. And again, There was a guy a couple of years ago, and you can research it, down in Walker, New South Wales, out in the country. He ran off the road, towing a caravan, killed his wife, and either killed his daughter or son, and injured their partner. He ended up facing something like 13 or 14 charges: overloaded, dangerous driving, negligent driving, causing death, causing accident, all that sort of stuff. And he's still in jail now. So I'm not going to go that way. That's why we've had to change a lot of things that we've changed, right? A lot of people will just get out there and turn a blind eye, but you're the one that has to live with that. So, yes, Glenn, I would definitely go an American vehicle because there's nothing else in Australia that can pull and do. I really like the F-Trucks, but I equate the F-Trucks to a 79, and I equate a Ram to a 200. The F-Truck has got a lot of torque and a lot of power, but it's a big farm vehicle sort of thing. They're not as fancy, or they're not as nice sitting inside them as well. It's like sitting in a 79 and sitting in a 200. If you're going on long tours, you want comfort. Our Ram's like a lounge chair, and there's a huge console in the middle to stop her from groping me while I'm trying to drive. But yeah, 2500 GMC Denali, or the you're right, or the Ram 3500, which we've got, and now you're going to start seeing 450s and 550s coming into Australia, but they have like a 7-ton GVM upgrade, so that is pretty good. So yeah, you've just got to look around, work out what it is you want to do, and then obviously go with that. There's a lot of options out there. Yeah.
We've got a question come up from Michael George. Are caravan parks getting more expensive and overbooked? They're a family of 5, and some places wanted $100+ a night. They are getting more expensive.
I'll tell you, one of those places, I call them price gouging motherfuckers, but what they do is they, what's that, Sandstone Point, north of Brisbane.
School holidays,
park,
concerts.
But if there's a concert or there's anything on at that pub, their prices go through the roof. We booked in there for a wedding, and I think it was going to be for 4 nights that we're going there for, and all we wanted was just a unpowered piece of grass.
No, we booked in for a powered site for that weekend, and that weekend it wasn't school holidays and there wasn't a concert on. It only cost us $65 a night, which was fair enough for the big 4 because there's a lot there. But then there was another weekend we were going to go up and stay for the Red Hot Summer Tour or something like that, and they wanted $280 or something just for a powered site.
A night.
That was ridiculous.
Like they are. They're price gouging, hence our new van. I've equipped it with 1200 amp of lithium, 1800. What's 8, 2 8s? 19, 16.
16. 16.
No, 2 nines.
18.
Yeah. So nearly 2 kilowatt of solar on the roof. We've gone with 3 160 litre water tanks, as well as our grey water tank. The truck has 120 litre waters in it, so that way I can use that as a water cart and take it across and top my van up. Now, I don't want to go to caravan parks. I'd rather go out to free camps and a lot of other places. And in that, and saying that, wiki camps, yeah, it was good in the day, but it's been brought out by Discovery Parks, by the big caravan mobs, and they're slowly taking campsites and stuff off it because they want you going to the caravan parks as opposed to going to free camps. Mm-hmm. So we use Camps Australia, all right? It's an awesome app, and they also have the hard copy books. Roz has a hard copy book, and she'll draw where we're going or where we've been, and in all the campsites, she'll highlight it red, green, yellow, if it's good, bad, or whatever, and write comments. So next time we're going back through, we'll go, oh, yeah, that place is here. We'll
And Short Destination says here, do you guys prefer off-grid stuff or van parks? Now that we've got the new van, we're more equipped for off-grid, so we'll be staying off-grid a lot more. Whereas the old van, we had to keep topping up the power and
washing.
Yeah.
And going back to that, JB, the wire I think was wrong in it because I drive for 4 or 6 hours. My batteries, I only had 600 amps, should have been at 100%. They were like 80% or 60%, so I don't think it was wired properly. This new van, by 9 o'clock every morning, bang, we're at 100%. So I'm looking forward to living off-grid and spending more time away from caravan parks. The only reason we went to caravan parks was to do our washing, clean a bit of the van, and a bit of a refresh sort of a thing. it is nice to be around other people and go over and have someone different to talk to, or have a beer or stuff like that, or use their swimming pool. So that is the advantage of the caravan parks. But this year we'll do more off-grid camping than we will caravan camping.
And Covers Adventure Capers looks like they're heading to Tassie. Oh no, we agree Tassie was awesome for free and low cost, and the food was amazing. They're heading to Central Oz for a charity event, Fink, then up the Gib, going west in May, July. Any tips for the Gib?
Yeah, if you've got milk in the Tetris containers, the lifelong, what are they called, UHT or lifelong milk, put it in a container, as in a plastic container.
Even like a soda stream bottle, tip your milk into that, because the bottom of the UHT rubs, like as you go over the thing, and then that'll just slowly leak.
Yeah, and you'll get milk through everything.
We lost about 5 litres along the Gib, and just stop every now and then, check your fridge, check your screws, check everything. And if there's anything on the wall, even when we did the Gib, all our fusion lock, I actually physically took it off the wall, put it on the floor. It's just to prevent.
Just remember, don't race.
Yeah, don't go fast.
If you've got to stop every hour and just check stuff. Like, we lost our fridge door and all the food and shit fell out. We lost our microwave. It fell out and smashed our bench.
Yeah.
Now, we had people fly past us and you think, what the fuck? But we head down and we're only doing probably 60 odd Ks, 70, if that sort of thing. And people were racing past us, and dirt and dust and shit goes everywhere because they're so inconsiderate. And just check everything. And one thing, if you get the little kid plucky things, and you stick them on the door, stick one on the cupboard, one on the door, it just stops it from swinging open.
Yeah, the child locks.
It's just a preventative measure, but it will help. It'll save, if you've got something heavy, like we had our Thermomix in our drawer, and the drawer thing, obviously banging against it like that, must have snapped the little lip. Mm-hmm. So the drawer came out onto our floor and punctured our lino. So I just got some of those little baby things from a Bunnings, stuck it on just to hold that drawer shut.
But yeah, just take everything down, just assume the worst is going to happen to everything, put it on the floor and take it slow, for sure. What's wrong with jumping castles, Graham?
Someone just wrote here about get wiki camps on your phone. We're big fans of showground sports.
That's Graham.
We don't need swimming pools and jumping castles. Right. One thing I'll say about the difference in wiki camps and
Camps Australia.
Camps Australia is a free app, right? Wiki camps I think is free as well. I can't remember, but you can just get the free app and you can use it, not a problem. It's very, very user-friendly. Now, if you buy the premium one, all right, it costs you $59. We've met the family, they're an Australian family, Heatley, Gilmore, and Michelle, and they live up near Harvey Bay. But they gave us a code, and if you message us on Facebook, we can flick you the code, and all you can do is scan it. You get it for half price, you get it for $24.95. We don't get anything out of it. I don't give a rat's ass. But the good thing is there is a lot of discounts in there. So if you're with Club 4x4, you get $150 off your insurance. If you go to a United Servo, like us, 200 litres, 4 cents a litre. So that's 200 times 4 cents. I don't know, $20.
That's if you have that Camps Australia app. And they've got a lot of other discounts in there.
It pays itself off. There's so many other discount things in there. There's Midas, car servicing and all that sort of stuff. There's windscreen things. There's so many things. But next question.
Let's kind of skip that one.
What is it? Do you guys have a budget? Some of us people have a budget. No, we don't. All right? If we want to go and do something, we'll do it. There's no point if you're going to go all the way up the Gib and you're going to go, oh, look, we don't really want to go up to
Horizontal Falls
or Mitchell Plateau.
Yeah.
Right? You can walk up there or you pay, I don't know, $150, $200 and get a helicopter ride up there.
Yeah.
God only gives you so many heartbeats. Fuck, waste them on a walk, fly up.
But if we want to do something, we'll do it. If we don't, we don't. We don't really worry about the budget. And we don't buy that much anyway because we're very limited, or not limited to what we put in the caravan, but we've learned over the years travelling, we don't need that much stuff. So we don't really tend to buy a lot. If we buy a souvenir, we might buy a magnet to stick on the fridge.
There you go, Dicko's Destination. We're on the Gold Coast at Christmas for 5 weeks. It's cost them $4,500 for 2 adults and 3 kids.
I hope you're in a 3-bedroom penthouse.
$4,500. You can fly to Bali and spend fucking 2 weeks in a fucking 4-star hotel with your whole family and feed them and all that. That's what caravan parks are doing. They're pricing people out.
We actually tend to stay away from the parks at those sort of times, but this Christmas we are in Adelaide, and I have booked into the Big Four at West Beach, and because we just want to be sitting somewhere for Christmas. We've got family. Dave's got family down there, so we'll go from there around to Marion Bay for New Year's. But that's the only ones that we've actually physically booked, and it wasn't that much. I'm pretty sure we only paid $500 and something for 7 nights. But I booked it ages ago.
So yeah, someone else mentioned on there, going back and talking about preparing yourself for the gig. He lost a heap of beers in his ankle through rubbing. But I have seen it, and we've seen them down in the Melbourne market. They're like a little 6-pack holder. You put bottles or you put cans in them, and your beers won't explode or anything. Just Google it. They're on the net somewhere.
We've actually got one at home, so when we get back to Brisbane, I'll do a bit of a post and I'll put up the link for that, because they can either sit in your fridge or in your eskies or whatever.
And they stack on top of each other, they're pretty good.
And they won't rub.
How long do you plan to keep travelling? Do you make money off YouTube? We make nothing off YouTube. If we're lucky, on a good month, we might get close to $250, but we didn't do it for that. We did it for our 6 kids, so they could follow our travels. Our 6 kids, they don't fucking watch us, but they'll get online and they'll ring us up and go, hey, where are you? Well, hey, how about look at your phone and check TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and you'll see where we are. But we've got 8,000 of you lovely people following us anyway.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, there's a couple here coming on the same cruise. They're like, Dave, Roz, we're followers of yours, yup.
And they happen to be in the same hotel, and they're on the same cruise coming back to Australia. So I want to get a photo with them, and I'm going to put a bit of a post up and go, stalkers much?
Nice couple, though.
They're lovely.
He's got another year to go before he retires, and they want to go caravanning. So they've been following us for quite a while.
Simon and Debbie, their names are.
It's just quite funny. I just keep telling him I'm a normal bloke. I'm not a rock star or anything like that. I wish I had a rock star's money, but I married her. I'm
a rock star. Covers Adventure Capers. If you've got any questions about the gig or whatever, just message us and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. But there's heaps to see up there, heaps to do. It's beautiful.
If you jump online and have a look at our gig YouTube episodes, you'll see a fair bit of it. But if you have any questions, just message us direct and we'll answer your questions, give you a bit of a feedback.
And Michael George, West Beach is a really nice caravan park. We've stayed there once or twice before? Twice, yeah.
You even stayed there all night. I stayed out for a bucks party and you stayed there.
Yeah, I stayed there for myself for a week. It was pretty cool. Oh, it was actually a really nice week.
Do you plan where you're going and book ahead? Yep, we're planned out to March 26. Obviously, you've got to be fluid. Things change. You're not always going to go to plan. For instance, we were meant to have done the west coast of Australia last year, but Roz had to she got called up for a knee replacement, so we had to shoot back to Brizzy and missed out on doing that. So we do plan ahead, but you just got to be fluid and expect things are going to come up that aren't in your control.
And for example, next year we plan to do the Cape after we attend the American Truck and Van Jamboree in May. We're heading to the Cape, but see, that all depends on weather as well, because last year or the year before, there was a lot of rain around until mid-year, so it just depends. Thanks, Ramsey.
So some of the things that we're doing, we get back, we go down to Melbourne, as I said, we're going to get our van under warranty fixed. We're then going to shoot across the South Australia and do all the peninsulas and hopefully go for a dive with a great white shark in Port Lincoln. From there, we're going to make our way back in March to Bright Country, Victoria.
We're going over 43 minutes already.
And this is only meant to be a 10-minute video.
You're chatting our ear off.
We like talking to people. Anyway, well, she does. Anyway, so we're going to do South Australia, go back to Bright in March, and we're going to the Titanium Gathering. From there, we'll make our way up through to Tenterfield, New South Wales. where we're going to do the American truck and van gathering. As I said before, if you've got an American truck, rock up. If you don't have an American truck but you have an interest, rock up. There's going to be exhibitors there, people that are showing you what you can do to your vehicle. People with bull bars, Outback Killers, EC Off-Road, Black Bear tyres.
There'll be music.
Apex. There's bands every day. There's 3 days of bands. And it's just gathering information. So even if you don't have an American truck but you want to go. Just
Even if you just want to come for a night, just come along.
On Facebook, you'll find the American Truck and Van Jamboree, I think it's called.
Group page.
That's a group page. Jump on there. Glenn from Wandering Huckleberries out of Brisbane, he organised the whole thing. He organised one earlier this year. It's a one set fee. You pay that fee, and that gets you all the entertainment, all the activities, and your 3 nights or 4 nights camping.
I think it's 3 nights camping, isn't it, Glenn?
Second to the 5th of May next year.
Yep, but we'll do games again. So there'll be games, there'll be music, there'll be just fun times, and it's just a great get together where everyone can have a chat and talk about different things. If you want to check out other people's caravans, they're more than welcome. They'll probably let you through and have a look, and it's a good bigger weekend.
Now, it's going to be held at Agora Hideaway, which is, if you've ever followed them, Big Oz, Jan and Chris, Big Oz Explore, it's going to be at their property. So you get to see they've got a big river running through there. They can sit in the river and have a swim and all that sort of stuff. There's big log fires and that. So it'll be a great weekend. But anyway, from there, we're going to make our way up to the Cape, and we're going to do the Cape. We're going to come back from the Cape, and we're going to shoot across to Burketown, up to Borroloola and King Ash Bay. And then from there, we're supposed to be going across to West Australia and doing the West Australian coastline, down to Perth for Chrissy, and then below Perth after Chrissy because of the weather. We'll then put our truck and van into storage or somewhere, and we're going to fly to Texas, spend a couple of weeks in Texas, have a look around, and then get on a cruise ship and sail to Barcelona, where we'll try and do a back-to-back around the Greek islands, fly back, get in our truck, and then continue travelling.
That's a 16-night cruise, so if any of you guys are got nothing to do in March 2026, jump onto the Royal Caribbean site and then join us on the cruise.
But so in short, yes, we do plan. Some places you have to book, especially around holiday periods. But you've got to remember, Queensland holidays will finish, New South Wales will start, then Victoria. So you've got to work out where you're going and don't leave yourself short.
There you go. Glenn from Wandering Huckleberries, who's running the American Truck and Van Jamboree, just said it's 3-night camping, $260 plus a small booking fee, and that's for 2 people for the whole weekend. So you get to visit the exhibitors, you get to, play the games, have a chat, listen to the music, have a great weekend for that price.
Kids included too, I think.
Don't know. Just Glenn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It changed. Righto. Macca. Do you travel with others or on your own? Okay, yes, we have travelled in the past with a couple of people, but generally only for a week or 2 because we like to do our own thing. As in, you might meet people you might want to stay with, they might want to keep going. It's very hard to travel with people. Everyone's wanting to do something different and it becomes a fuck fight. So we just like to travel on our own, do our thing. Yes, we will spend a couple of days or do a couple of things with people, but generally we like to be on our own.
And most of the time we'll say, we're heading here. Like, if you want to meet up. But we
won't go and park somewhere on our own, away from everybody. Like, we're quite happy for people to come up and chat to us or go and chat to them sort of thing. We just don't like travelling with people. Finish. Okay. No. Why have you gone with so much power and water? Well, I sort of touched on that. Mm-hmm. Power and water is the key to staying off grid as long as you can. Yep. Without power or water, you're buggered. So that's why I've gone with so much power and water. Yes, some people say it's an overkill. I think it's great because I can watch my 50-inch TV, play my PlayStation. Roz can cook on a Thermomix in the air fryer, and we've got a 5,000 watt inverter, so we're laughing.
Some of those bands speaking about the American Truck and Van Jamboree, some of the bands that are playing will be Forbidden Road, Jake and the Cadillacs, Texas Rose, and Simply Bushed. So it should be a good weekend.
Question here, your views are lower than a lot of new people, even though you keep it real. Why is that? Yep, okay, look, all right, I know for a fact that you can buy views and you can buy likes and subscribers. I'm not going to waste my money in making something that is bullshit. And I have seen it, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but it just doesn't correlate, because when you get somebody that only has maybe, say, 3 videos or 5 videos on the internet, they've only been around since breakfast, they've got 150 subscribers, but they've got 30,000 views. How on earth does that work, right? I don't know.
We try not to let that
Each to their own. Yeah. But Jeff and Sue, they asked that. Each to their own. Obviously, time will tell, and you've got to regularly post. If you don't post, things drop away. But what we've found since we've been on the cruises, we've now gone up to, I think, 8,030 subscribers. I remember sitting there, my son said, "Dad, you won't even make 100." And I shove it in his face all the time now. Look at that fucker. But it's good. We love doing it. Now, we're not sponsored by anybody. So that was one reason we changed the car, all right? People used to see the stickers and that on it, but I just like helping people with small businesses, not big conglomerates, just small Australian businesses, mum and dad trying to make ends meet. So we hooked up with a lot of them and got things done, and then I just decided to put their stickers on my car. But everybody that sees us go, "Oh, you must be sponsored, you must have got that for free, or you must have got this," and it's like, no. I paid $365,000 fucking dollars for that truck. Yeah. They sort of look at you.
And that goes back to the question from Ramsey, have you changed the colour of the Ram? Yes, we have, because when we first bought that Ram, we put a wrap on it, like a colour changing wrap. It was called Hidden Forest, and then we had all our stickers on it. We've taken our stickers off, taken that wrap off, so we've just left the clear, PPF on it.
Yeah. So we've got it's normal.
So you'll get to see it.
Granite crystal.
As soon as we
get
back.
And we've colour-coded the canopy and the boat loader. And I've seen a couple of photos of it, and it's looking pretty fresh.
And we'll do a full walk around on that when we come back in December as well.
That's getting done in the first week by a professional cameraman for Concept Canopies and for Outback Kidders. So
get on and book that cruise, guys.
That video will come to air. But that was why we changed. Okay, so yes, we're not sponsored by anybody. Everything that we've got, a few things we've been able to get at cost price. Now that saves me some money. They're still getting a sale, so it sort of works and helps each other out. But there is a lot of self-entitled people out there that think they should get everything for free, and if you don't give it to them for free, they'll change brands. I call them brand whores, right? There's a few of them out there. Like, everything I've got, I've bought. Now, if it's good, I'll tell you what's good. If it's shit, I'll tell you what's shit, because I can. I'm not selling my ass to anybody. And that's the best thing about not being stuck with a brand or a mob sort of thing.
If you want to know something for real, he is a straight shooter, very blunt and straight to the point, so you won't get any crap from Dave.
Some people don't like it. I've been blocked from a few sites because I call them out. And I say stuff and they don't like it, so they block me. I think that is all. Number 11, yep.
That's pretty much it. And
okay. So the plan ahead, right, we're going to get off now. We're going to have a few beers. It's been hot in this room. I don't think the aircon's working. I'm starting to sweat. But we're going to get back. We'll get our truck. We're going to head off and we're going to do our stuff. We're still trying to punch out a video every week. Next week, we're going to punch out a video on a mob in Brisbane called All Brand Caravans. They're at Sandgate on Connaught Street, and they do servicing, warranty work, repairs, whatever you want. But yeah, check out the video. Those guys are amazing. And sometimes if you know you're coming through Brisbane, you give them a quick call, say, hey, I want to try and get this fixed. They'll do their best to accommodate you. Hey, you got to wait for me, joke. Don't sign off just yet. But anyway, so yeah, those guys, they're all electricians at everything. The McCarthy Industries, really great family. So check the video out. Last week we put up Andy from Custom Lithium. The week before that was Space Tech, installing all the Starlink and all the gear in our van and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But we'll try to punch out informative videos. Yep. We always like to interview people so that you're hearing from someone else other than just us. But we've got these hat pins, right? Rosin's jumped on the line.
I'll hold up a picture. Yeah.
She made these hat pins, and obviously when we travel, we see a lot of people that collect pins and put them on their hat. So Rosin's jumped on the line. We've ordered 100 of them.
150 limited.
So if you want one, message us. $10 for a hat pin. We'll send it out to you with a sticker and all that sort of stuff. But one thing I want to tell you is...
Yeah, we'll throw in some extra stuff.
One thing I want to tell you is that... you wouldn't know this, but the other week we're at Disneyland in Hong Kong.
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Yeah. In Tokyo. I've been to so many places. And I got mugged by 6 dwarves. Not happy. Catches.
See you guys, and thanks for watching. Or hopefully catch up on the road somewhere.
For you that don't get it, remember there's 7 dwarfs? I got mugged by 6. Happy wasn't one of them. Not happy.
And if you got any questions, just send us a message and we'll get back to you.
See you.
See you guys.
Go to end this fucking thing. End stream. Stream will stop immediately. You will no longer be live.
Bye.